Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Gonna be playing some Atari 2600 classics, some reimagined versions on the Nintendo Wii. Maybe you didn't even know these games existed on the Wii. They are via the Arcade Zone. It's a collection of carnival style games and like mini games, ticket redemption games, those kind of things. And some Atari arcade classics, or Atari VCS classics, I should say, Atari 2600 games, including Atlantis.
You see ships with skulls and crossbones, don't you reckon you should shoot?
Interesting voice effects, they do get redundant.
Yo ho ho! You can play this game.
Now, as you can see, there's just one firing gun sight in the middle. The original Atari 2600 version had one in the middle and ones on opposite ends, on the right and left. But I am using the Wiimote and pointing and with the motion control. It works really well. Whoa! You gotta make sure they don't dive straight down at you or it's game over. Gotta protect your cities there.
Well, my little buckler of squash, I'm thinking you either
The voice effects do get old, but you can turn them off in the options menu. Unfortunately, there are no other options. There are no difficulty selections. Well, you can turn, just music and sound, basically. There are no difficulty options.
Atlantis might be in danger. I don't reckon my high score is.
But it's at a pretty decent difficulty level as is. Works pretty well. Not a bad game. A reimagining of the classic Magic Atari 2600 game, which I did enjoy playing back in the day on the 2600 and in television. The Intellivision one is quite a bit different, much deeper experience. The 2600 one is just pretty much a straightforward shooter where you shoot angled and straight up shots. And this one as well. But the Intellivision one is definitely much deeper. And it uses the controller keypad for the Intellivision. Fairly easy game so far, but it is fun. I picked this up, Arcade Zone, this collection of games. Boy, when you die, you go straight to the ticket redemption scene. Holy cow. That was very abrupt. Anyway, so let's look on here. Let's play another Atari 2600 classic, a reimagined version. Now, there are different zones in this game. As you can see, Arcade Zone. For some reason, Atlantis is in the pirate zone, I guess because the Lost City, so yeah, it's the pirate zone. Let's go to the, let's see, some zones are locked. Let's go to the sci-fi zone and play. Brick Tower's fun. That's a ticket redemption game, as many of you probably know. We're shooting for Atari today, so to speak, so let's play Megamania. This is similar to the Atari 2600 version, except instead of shooting dice and things like that, and bow ties and tires and cookies, you're just shooting spaceships. And there's no option for straight up shots. And there's no option for faster missiles either. The voice effects guy sounds like comic book guy on The Simpsons. It captures the basic gameplay of Megamania pretty well.
You are orbiting suspiciously close to my high score. I hope the gravitational pull will send you crashing back to where you came from.
But it's been a fun Saturday. My son and I went to Family Video, and I picked up two games for $5. This was one of them, Arcade Zone.
It's good to know that when the true invasion from space finally comes to Earth, Your surrender will be inevitable.
And if you follow me on Instagram, you know what the other game is. Both Nintendo Wii games.
I find it.
Boy, that didn't last long.
Bested my high score. I
But
love
again,
the
it
game,
skips straight to the
but
ticket
not-
redemption. Let's play that one more time.
Worst invasion repulsion ever.
Very redundant sound effects, but they're nice and clear, and sometimes they're actually funny. There are male and female voice effects. Basically, you got the comic book guy here.
If you shoot them, they won't come.
Not doing great. I always enjoyed Megamania on the 2600. It's a fun game. Pretty basic shooter. And when your energy runs out, I mean, that's
It's good to
definitely the
know
only
that true invasion from space finally
added
comes
component to the game
Your
besides just
surrender
basic
will be
shooting.
Inevitable.
The enemies do move in interesting patterns. See, when your energy runs out, you die, of course.
It takes about 260 days.
Guided
to
missiles,
overturn
again, there's not an option for straight missiles like there is in the Atari 2600 version.
Better in this game.
There we go. Some of the other games on this collection are like,
You are orbiting suspiciously close to my high. I find it.
there we go.
maniacal that you
Bummer.
bested my high score.
Anyway, you get high tickets,
I
and you
love the
can
game,
you get tickets
but
for,
not having
you
my
know,
score beaten.
good scores or whatever, and you can trade those in for prizes,
Worst invasion
just like you were at
ever.
Chuck E. Cheese or something, or Showbiz Pizza. And these games are surprisingly good on this collection. I didn't really know what to expect. And, but even the carnival games, most of them are pretty good. There's a really bad version of Skee Ball because the
If you
controls
shoot
are really
them,
bad.
They won't come.
But I'm doing terrible on Megamania, but it's still good. The controls work well. And it's interesting, there's a different mix of controller types. You know, right now I've just got my controller turned
It's good to
sideways
know
like an
when
NES
a true
controller,
invasion from space
but it does
finally
use the Wii
comes
motion
to
controls for some of the
Your
games.
surrender will be inevitable.
But there's a tower building game and a spinning game where you just try to land the spinner on the treasure. All right, I'm getting out of this game. Let's go to Freeway. Freeway is another Activision classic. Megamania was by Activision. And Arcade Zone is by Activision. And Freeway is another Activision classic. Some people don't like it because it's like a
This is
sort of a
the
limited
sci-fi
version of
show.
Frogger.
My high scores are beyond
And
your reach.
but I really like it.
Welcome to the arcade.
Yeah,
zone.
Freeway is in the classic
games.
zone here.
My friends come.
Now there's an interesting difference on Freeway for the
Freeway
Wii
is the- oh,
than for the 2600 in that you can actually move left and
so
right.
It could be great at crossing the street, huh? You're a fantastic freeway jaywalker.
Now one really cool thing about Arcade Zone is that it does allow for 4-player action in a lot of the games, which is really great. And Freeway is definitely much better as a multiplayer game. As a one-player game,
Why did the arcade
it's not the most
players cross the
exciting,
road?
but I've
Because
always
they were
liked
riding
free
on the
player,
chickens. I just made that up.
Freeway a lot on the 2600. Probably more than most people. I know a lot of people say, well, it's just a lame version of Frogger. And Freeway and Frogger were in production at the same time. I've read interviews with the developer of this game, and
Chicken master.
he claims that it was in production at the same time as Frogger, and he wasn't inspired by Frogger. He was actually inspired by, he was somewhere and needed to cross the road, like a busy highway. See, there you go. If you get hit, it makes a little cheeping sound, and he gets pushed back, your chicken.
I should make a pizza that honors your skills. We'll call it Chicken Survivor Pizza. Except that the chicken still got made into a pizza.
There you go. It's a timed game. It's not like Frogger, where it can, Frogger's time too, but it can keep going and going if you do well. Each stage is timed. But this game is just timed, period.
Doesn't sound safe, but I bet it was great practice for this game.
There we go.
No Freeway can stop you. You earned the high score. I would give my chicken crown to you if there.
All right, I am not going to actually play Freeway one more time. I'm going to show you some of the options here for the game. Music, sound, and voice. You can turn voice and all the way off, thankfully, but let's see.
Freeway answers the...
There you go. Mute him. And you can go to, you can resume, or you can just, let's exit altogether. Are you sure? Yes. And let's go to the main menu here. Definitely loading times on these games. Let's see. Prizes. Let's go to prizes. So I've got 2,710 points. Let's just go to the big prize. Let's buy it. An Army Man. That seems kind of expensive for a green Army Man. Rings, real exciting. A frog, a little stuffed frog. All right, let's buy a couple more of these before we go. All right, guys, well, thank you for watching. Let me know, have you ever played Arcade Zone? And what do you think about that? I think it's a pretty decent collection of games. Some of the Carnival games are a lot of fun. A couple of them aren't so good. And Kaboom, the awesome Atari 2600 paddle controller game, is on here with Wii motion controls. But you have to unlock more things, unlock different areas to beat Kaboom. And I haven't gotten to that point yet, so I haven't actually played Kaboom. Let me know if you've played Kaboom and on this collection or any of the other games. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. It's been a great Saturday. My son and I found this game, Arcade Zone, at Family Video, and it was basically like the 1990s again, hanging out, buying used games for really cheap. It was 2 for $5, and we got some donuts and just had a fun day today. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and thanks for liking the video. I will talk to you guys later.